Hey guys, so today I created this look with the Morphe James Charles Artistry palette. I did more of a neutral, less colorful look today just because I'm filming this on Thanksgiving and I don't want to wear super bright, colorful eyeshadow. So if you want to see how I got this look, go ahead and keep on watching. In my first video with this palette, I primed my eye with the Too Faced Born This Way concealer and I set it with the powder. Today I'm going to use the same concealer, but I'm not setting it with the powder. My base is just a little bit tacky and I want to see how this works, so here we go. I'm going to take the shade Code James on a Sigma E44 and I'm going to pack this in my crease. So I'm just kind of sloppily putting the color in my crease and then I will blend it out. I'm going to take the shade Tune on a Sigma E35 and I'm going to use this to blend out the color of the orange. So I'm just going right above that color. I'm gonna go back in with more Code James. And then more Tune to blend it out. Now I'm going to take a Sigma E34 in the shade Boutique, and I'm going to pack this on my outer corner. I think this is such a pretty color. And I am using some different brushes than I normally do just because I do have to do more packing motions with this palette. So that's why I'm kind of using more denser brushes like these guys instead of my normal fluffy ones. I will still use these fluffy ones, but you have to use these to pack on the product first. You just have to use a different technique for this palette. I'm going to take a little bit of 10% off on my Sigma E25 and I'm going to use that to help blend out this purpley shade. I'm mostly just blending it in my crease. I really like this Boutique color because it's like a brown with a hint of like purple cranberry in it. I'm going to take a Sigma L05 in the shade Face and I'm going to put that on the inner part of my lid. You could totally do a cut crease or a half cut crease if you want to, but I'm just going to skip that today. My brush is completely dry, by the way, so this is applying really well. Now I'm going to take Benny on a Sigma E21, and I'm going to use that to deepen up the very, very outer corner of my eye. And I am trying to keep this shape more round. So I'm just kind of packing on the color with this brush. Then I'm going to go back to the E34 with nothing else on it and just kind of softly blend and move around this shade. I'm going to take a little bit more Boutique on this brush and use that to help. Now I'm going to take my E25 and just kind of blend over my crease, just so it's not looking too harsh right here. If things aren't blending right, you can always go back to the lighter colors you used, like Code James or the Tune color. I'm gonna go do my face makeup off camera and we'll come back in to finish up the eyes. Okay, let's finish up the eyes. I'm gonna take Boutique on my E34 and I'm just gonna run that along my lower lash line. Now I'm going to take a mix of Code James and Tune on my E35, and I'm just going to use that to blend out Boutique. Now I'm going to take more Benny on my E21 and use that on the outer part of my lower lash line. Then I'm going to take my E34 and just kind of pat over that. I'm going to take ring light on my L05 and I'm going to use that to highlight. I think this is such a pretty highlight shade, and a little under my brow. I'm going to take the Urban Decay eyeliner in Love Drug, and that's going to go in my waterline. Now I'm just going to do a really simple thin line of eyeliner with the Fenty Beauty one. So just super thin like that, and I do bring it all the way into my inner corner here. Now I'm going to pop on some mascara and lashes. Alright, so for lashes I use the Lilly Lashes Sephora collection mykonos. I just wanted something nice and big and fluffy, and here's the final look. I love how this turned out. It's pretty glam, but it's still wearable for Thanksgiving today. So like I said in the beginning of the video, I didn't set my concealer like I normally do for my eyeshadow, and I didn't really notice much of a difference. The first shade, Code James, was a little bit tricky to blend out at first just because it was sitting on that tacky base, but after I got that first initial shade down, it was really easy to work with all the shadows. I am loving the colors in this palette. I just feel like you do have to do a different type of technique to properly use this palette, more of a packing motion and less of just blending the whole time. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.